What's up, my Philadelphians? It's your boy McGarris and your boy Cash. We just want to take the time to just promote or get you guys to go out and take your COVID vaccine. COVID is very serious here, especially in the Philadelphia or tri-state area, I should say. Please go out and take your vaccine. The CDC has just released new guidelines that people who are fully vaccinated can go into areas without wearing masks. I'm sure you guys want to go out and have a good time, and it's summertime and we are all outside. So definitely do your due diligence and go get your COVID vaccine.
It's real. What the man said, that's true. It's real, man. Go out there and get your bikes.
My name is Portia Kamara. I am the co-founder and executive director of the Multicultural Community Family Services.
And we are and we are back with the LRTN Live update. I'm here with Mr. Mengistu E. Wolokoie. Joining us also is Mr. Nathaniel Y. Heron and Mr. J. Randy Daba. Good afternoon, gentlemen. We're back. And before we went on commercial break, we were talking a little bit about financing free educational institutions in Liberia. Mr. Wolokoie, do you care to give any more thought?
Yes, sir. Thank you, girl. I'll say yes. I wanted to speak to you about fixing all these programs, how we fix these programs. We have to realize, I'll say free market, free market, free market. We have to have more free market in Liberia. We have to remove regulations that have stopping the flow of business in Liberia. Like I said earlier, you shouldn't have to know somebody in the government in order for you to open a business. So I'm saying, no, that free market is the main key to our success in Liberia. We have more free market, we have more money, we have people who will have more jobs that everybody pay taxes, and that taxes that will build schools, that will improve our healthcare system, that will build our roads.
Mr. Heron, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm only saying myself. I don't know what the prince do. Not too long ago, it was the other guy and myself. Picture was up. I just heard Mr. Wolokoli talking, but I did not see him. I'm not even seeing you either, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm pretty much sure you can hear me. I'm not. If you can see me, that's fine. But I can't see any one of you guys anymore.
We can see you, we can hear you. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, but we can carry on with the conversation. I just wanted to see if you or Mr. Dapper had anything to interject. He just answered, Mr. Wolokoye just answered on how
Yeah,
on financing his programs and educational programs in Liberia.
yeah, it's true. Mr. Wolokoli has ideas that I can tell you, um, but he's not explaining, at least to my understanding, how will he pay for these programs? If there will be any cuts made in any of the other sector of government, how much would be the cut to pay for those other programs? But before I get to that, you guys were talking about. Oh, there you go. Now I can see you guys. You guys can see me now.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
There you go. So the technical difficulties problem have been resolved. Mr. Wolokoie, first of all, let me tell you thank you for your heroic service for serving one of the best military, at least to exist in the history of mankind. The Armed Forces of the United States of America, you serve with distinction. Thank you for your service. More power to you, Biggie. I truly appreciate, Eddie, the level of work and commitment and dedication that you committed to this great and good country. I tell you, thank you for your service, sir. Thank you ever so much. And having said that, Mr. Olukoli, you talked about privatization. It was one of your cardinal issues that you spoke about. You spoke about. One second. Go to mommy. Go up. It was one of the, it was one it was one it was one of the, it was one of the cardinal issues you spoke about privatization. And according to um oh god, according to my stack of stuff here, hold on one second, sir. According to my stack of stuff here, you say why privatizing Liberia's economy is so important. Could you care to expand on that? Where you say why privatizing Liberia economy is so important, and I want to know whether Liberia is not a privatized country to begin with, because the last time I checked, Liberia is a free market enterprise. If you even look at the mining sector, if you even look at the agriculture sector, we have companies and industries running it. So I don't know when you say privatizing Liberia economy is one of the most important ways in which we can grow our economy. For example, when you look at the agriculture company, and I think the co-panelists they agree with me. If you look at our agriculture sector, you have Firestone Rubber Plantation. I'm pretty much sure is owned. I'm pretty much sure it is being owned by private company. Not only Firestone, you also have a lot rubber plantation.
Mr. Heron, is it possible if you can just state the question? Just read to state the question, please.
The question I want you to explain when you talk about privatization of the Liberia economy, what really he means by that. We already have our economy to be privatized. That's why I'm giving you an example. You get LAC, Walmart, you get all the companies. So what really he mean by that? Let you expand on that.
Mr. Wolokoie.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's take, for example, LEC. LEC is a government ran entity. I believe LEC should be be ran by a private company. That's one. Two, if you take Firestone for example, Firestone is a private company. Locke is a private company, but we have concession deals with them. When I been privatized, in that you, Mr. Dapo, and our esteemed host here should be able to go to should be able to go to Liberia and decide to say, okay, we have rubber trees. I want to take the rubber trees and turn it and create a factory to create rubber bowls. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about LEC being a company that should be ran by a private company, which is a government ran company right now. Our government is not equipped, nor do they have the technical know-how to run the entity. I know you are going to say that LEC got this right now. We are at LEC been around, I can't remember the exact date, but we don't have electricity throughout the whole country. So I believe that's what something would need to happen, because you as the consumer with LEC being a private company, they will cater more to the consumer. If being an LEC is ran by the government, they do not cater to the consumer. Right now, people electricity goes out of the country for 3-4 months. A private company would not do that, but it's ran by the government. So when I say more privatization is we want people to be able to open businesses that they are free market. We want that if you go and open a business, a Liberian in Liberia should be able to transfer money out of Liberia easily. that they're able to do that. We don't have that. You have to be of wealth. You have to be of connection in order for you to do such a thing.
Before the conversation goes on, I'm hearing a lot of talk about free market. For our viewers at home, this question goes out to Mr. Wolokoie, Mr. Heron, or Mr. Dapper. Can you guys please explain to our viewers at home what is the free market? Like, what do you guys consider a free market? Anybody?
Oh, actually, man, I will go. Free market is what we have in the United States of America, where you see in South Korea, where you see in the Western world. That when Mr. Anderson, leader of this beautiful station, went to go open this station, he was he went and got a license to do these things, and he was able to do that. People are able to sell their goods freely. They're able to trade goods and make money. That's what I'm talking about. Not, I'm talking where the government is not the rules and regulation that we have in Liberia has stifled our growth in Liberia. The government of Liberia needs to take their hands off the neck of the Liberian people. Liberia are resourceful people. Liberians are strong people. Liberians are resilient people. Our biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? Our biggest asset is our people. Liberians home and Liberians abroad. The problem is the regulation that we have in place. We have, when I talk about removing the custom tax, right now you either have to be a Chinese, an Indian, or Lebanese and study in order for you to do business, or you have to know somebody in the government in order for you to do business in Liberia. A mom in Grand Jita County cannot just open a business that she wants that will make her money as much as an Indian or a Lebanese person that is in Liberia right now. That's what we need to do. We need to create a free market where we're able to create a middle class. Right now in Liberia, we have rich, we have poor. With the free market system, we can create a middle class. So people will be thinking, if I'm poor, I know I can make it to the middle class. Somebody who is rich and stuff, they know that if they fall, they could fall into a middle class.
That makes sense. Mr. Dapper, you've been kind of quiet during this conversation. Anything you would like to add?
No, I mean, I'm not adding anything to Mr. Wolokoie. Mr. Wolokoie, I believe, should be here answer the question as a political aspirant, and I think that one of the purposes why I'm here. So I still have some questions for him because I feel that at 174 years as a country, it is time that we begin to scrutinize the younger generation, understand their mindset and the direction of which the country is supposed to head. My second question is this. Mr. Wolokoie, I don't know whether you have established your political platform, but I think I did hear you mention something about education and the economy. Would you mind telling the listener, do you have a political party statement or purpose? And if yes, what it is?
Do I have a political party?
Do you have a political party statement of purpose? Why you establish your political party? What is your political party?
I am running as an independent candidate.
I understand that, but the political party purpose or statement of purpose is to clearly commit yourself to what you would like to do when you become president. It's like your TC statement for your party. Are you going to be committed to fighting corruption? Are you going to be committed to supporting any transparency? Are you going to be committed to showing decentralization is part of your agenda? If yes, do you have a political party statement of purpose? It's like a purpose for your platform.
Okay, but my platform, I'm sure you have read my platform. If we could, let's take your stuff about decentralization. Yes, I support decentralization of the government.
Is it written? Is it written? Is that something
Yes, yes, it's written. If you see my platform on my website www.mengistuewolokoie.com, you read my platform, you will see it's written in there.
Is it written as a summary? I mean, what are you committing yourself to? I mean, there are a lot of political platforms we have seen over the years from different political parties, but there has never been any commitment from them the form of a political party statement of purpose. What is the statement behind the purpose for which you want to be president? How can we hold you accountable for what you are saying rather than what you are written?
Mr. Randy, why don't we do this? Why don't you just ask the question directly? Like I said,
The question I just asked you, I said, what is your political party statement of purpose? What are
okay.
you doing?
Okay, let me put it to you like this, sir.
Mhm.
Good question. My purpose for running is to create environment that is better for the future generation.
Okay.
Yes, I believe in decentralization of the government. One, I will say this: when elected, no superintendents and mayor will be appointed by me. That's one. Two, we are going to create a strong local and county government. If we need to pass a law, I will work with the legislative branch in order for us to create a county governor that is held in each county. One, two. When it comes to corruption, one, I will lead by example. How I lead by example? That I will release all my financials to the public to know where my money, wherever money I have, where it's coming from. One, two. All ministers will release their financials to the public. Two, three. We will have transparency. One, with the fact of digital currency. Another step we will go further that I'll go further that no immediate family member of mine will hold a Senate confirmed position. What I mean by that, when I say a Senate confirmed position, I mean position that the senators have to vote saying this person is qualified or not. And whoever I appoint to be Senate, whoever is coming into our government, they will be fully vetted. I mean vetted to the full extent of the law. So you have to give me. I will also ask that you give me specific on what is it that you are talking about. I'm running as an independent candidate. I'm not running as a political party. So if you look at my platform, if you read my platform, you see I have it laid out step by step. I have laid out what is it I want to do. So and I'm sure you have my platform. I'm sure you have read my platform. So you can ask me questions on exactly what stuff you want to ask me about, and I will explain it to you on how we go about doing that.
I just asked you that, Mr.
Okay, I'm not saying I can sit here. I mean, I cannot give you a whole thing. Just give you a few.
Yeah, your answer is leading in the direction, but the political party statement of purpose is summary to your platform. That kind of point exactly what you would like to see. For example, the Democratic Party respect the LGBT right in this country. That is the political party statement of purpose. The Republican Party is ensuring that religion be taught mostly in public schools, even though they don't get their will done. That is part of the political party statement of purpose. So you listed two things. The reason I'm trying to ask this question is many of our politicians in the past has not been able to really commit themselves. And I think you are answering the question in the right direction. Now, I got one more question for you, and this is it. You mentioned about education. Can you give us an example of your educational plan? What is good education? How do you handle good education in Liberia?
Good question, sir. We need better teachers. I wrote an article on good governmental education. I'm sure, I don't know if you have it. If at the end of this thing, I can send it to you so you can read it. We need to empower teachers. The teachers need to get paid. That's one. I know that we have because of corruption in the country, we have, doing my research for my article that I wrote, I found that people were buying grades. People was, females were having sex with teachers for grades. That needs to change. We need to improve the education sector. There's a lot of Liberians that are in America, that are in Canada, that are in Europe and stuff that I believe should come back to Liberia to teach. We want to incentivize them for them to come back. One of the
What
ways
is
we
your
incentivize.
what is your strategy for good education? Do you believe that good education right now should be smaller class with students, or do you believe in a larger class size for good education?
Mr. Randy, I would tell you like this: we can have small classes, we can have large classes. But I would say this: ask your president. Our job as the government is to provide an environment so that the people who are the educator to be able to tell us that this is how we need. What I believe is that we need teachers. If we don't have the teachers, then we can't have a large class or a small class. Kind of like if we don't have the doctors, people cannot go see nobody, or the nurses, they have nobody to be seen.
But
So
Mr. Wolokoie, your strategy is to put in place the framework. Whatever the challenges might be, the framework will say that. If you say good education means smaller class size with a teacher, that's what we want. If you cannot get it, we will understand that as president, this is what the good educational plan is. And people will have to look at it and say, okay, he has the plan, but he doesn't have the manpower or capacity. But if you allow the teachers to determine that your class will be at this, and you align the teachers or the lack of capacity to determine your plan. I'm asking you for your plan, your strategy. Once your strategy is in place, then you can begin to outsource or look out there for people. Last question: how do you keep
one question, sir. Mr. Rain, hold on one second. Mr. Rain, hold on one second. Mr. Rain, hold on one second. I am not a teacher. I will not be sitting in the classroom. So, as the government, we gotta make sure we pay the teachers. We gotta make sure we have the school buildings well functioning. The teachers are able to come in, and students are able to come in and still and be safe and feel safe. As the government, we have to make sure that when a child is coming in there, that they are fed in the school, that they are properly taught. We have to make sure that with the in school, that teachers have the books in order for them to teach. When we provide all of these root of the problem, and our argument where you are having right now is the class size, I welcome that argument. I welcome that debate on class sizes. If teachers are saying to an education minister, we need smaller classes because that's how we'll do it, then guess what? Being that we have invested in teachers, then now we will have the means in order for us to say we have small class sizes. But we cannot say we're going to have small class sizes if we don't have teachers. Right now in Liberia, we don't have the teachers. So right now the key is to bring in teachers so we can teach the students. So when we bring in those teachers, and we have the amount of teachers that is needed, then now we can decide. I understand, I agree with you. As a student, I love education. Education is the key to our success in Liberia. So in order for us to do that, the foundation, the root of the problem, right now where you are talking about is just to fix, it's the surface, it's the next layer, it's the roof. Right now the problem is for us to bring in good teachers, qualified teachers. So when we bring those in, then you and I will have that debate on should we have smaller size classes or bigger size classes. I welcome that debate. I'm okay that you can, if I say I am for large size classes and you come to me and say, Mr. President, we should have small size classes, and you come with your facts and why is it we should do this, I'm okay to move on it. Yes, I'm going to listen to my teachers. I'm going to listen to my education ministers. There's one thing I would say there. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I always want to make sure that I'm learning from somebody. I will make the decision when I hear from all sides. So when we have that, the root of the problem right now is good school. The buildings, most of the buildings we have in Liberia, schools are dilapidated. We need to either build new schools, demolish the old schools and build new ones, make it for the 21st century so that our students can learn better, bring in internet into the country. Those are things that we need, and we need teachers for that. With the teachers coming in, and we can talk about small class sizes. I understand, I agree with you, but right now it's for us to build that foundation. The foundation that will be carried on. That if I have one term or two terms, that maybe that's where you can run as the next president and say that you want small size classes. Then that's something where the people of Liberia will have to decide if they will elect you on that. Right now, I wanted to elect me on the fact that I will build a foundation for our schools.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dabo, for the question. So I'm hearing a lot about education, financial or the economy. Something that I didn't hear anything about is the actual infrastructure of Liberia, things such as roads or centralized lighting, things of that nature. Does in your campaign or does your team have any types of plans as far as developing or helping with the development of the country's infrastructure? So we hear about the schools and institutions, that's cool. Getting free market or central or prioritizing the economy, that's cool. So what about the roads, the infrastructures? Any plans on that?
As I said, I'll repeat it. I will tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. I believe the roads we have in Liberia right now was during the Tubman era.
Which would be, well, not specific.
So Tubman presidency. It's been a while. It's the roads, most of the roads were that older than me, than you and myself. Probably some of our esteemed guests right here. All right. In order for us to build those roads, we need a free market. We need people to have jobs. We need people to have jobs for people to pay taxes. In America, right now, our roads are funded by people paying taxes. People paying highway taxes. Liberians are not doing that. But Liberians can't pay taxes if they don't have jobs. So we need to, as a government, we need to open the market. We need to open our country, free market for them to have jobs. So people can pay taxes. So people can see the fruit of the labor. So that's how we get it. We cannot continue to go to the World Bank or IMF to borrow money for us to build roads. All that does is leave our children and grandchildren in debt. So I'm not going to sit here. Our campaign is not going to sit and say, "Oh, when we get in, we're going to build roads." Yes, we want to build roads. One of the things that I would say, this is how some of the way how we build roads. From the residual effect. We want to build homes for teachers, doctors, and nurses coming from America, the Europe, Asia, and stuff. We want to build houses for them. And the nurses, we build it in those counties. The more people we have in those counties, development will come there. People will start paying taxes. People will start selling, buying stuff, and people paying taxes. Then now we get a chance to build roads because now we have money. We don't have to run to the World Bank to borrow money, and we all work together as a country to make sure we get that done.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wolokoie, for that answer. Mr. Aaron, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I got so many questions. I'm not sure if time will permit us. But I want to revert to the previous question that you asked all of us on this panel, with respect to free market. Mr. Wolokoie elaborated on that, but I would also like to throw a little bit of light on free market because you asked what is our understanding of a free market enterprise. Liberia is a consumer market. We don't produce. We only eat. We only buy. We are consumers. We are not producers. Now, Mr. Wolokoie talk about privatization, and I made the point that nobody is preventing anybody from privatizing the business. if the government can incentivize, or at least if the government can come up with a reward system that will give people reason for them to be inventive, that would be good. My question to Mr. Wolokoie is, does he have any business or corporation in Liberia, because he's stressing on privatization, so he has to lead by example? Does he have any establishment in Liberia? They're paying people, or people on his payroll, a company? Mr. Wolokoie, the question is yours.
No, sir, I do not have any business in Liberia. And when I'm saying, I'm not saying for privatize because that was going to be gain. I'm gaining some kind of stuff from that. No, I do not have any business in Liberia. The reason why I say privatize is to get the government out of the hell of the Liberian people. The regulations that are on hold that Liberia have on the books right now. If you look at,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you said what I said, you as a citizen, and then Liberian citizen watching now and later, you do not need to know somebody in the government to go in and open a business. You look in America right now. Let's just for example Texas. Off the shore of Texas, there's oil over there. A private company has get a leasing license to go and drill oil. In Liberia, that's not the case. The oil stuff is ran by the government. It should be somebody. If a Liberian have the money to do it, they should be doing that. Rubber. I believe that we should not be exporting our raw material like we do right now. I think my hope, if all goes well with what we're planning that we put down, that we should build a tire plant in Liberia. Iron ore. Steel is made out of iron ore. We should build a steel plant in Liberia.
So when you say we should build it, who are you referring to? Private
Liberia. Liberians. If a Liberian can do it, if a Liberian have the means and the funds to do it, let them build it. If a foreigner have the means to build a steel plant in Liberia, let them do it. It's called competition.
But no one is preventing anyone from doing it. Is that correct? If you want to carry a business, no one is preventing anybody from doing business in Liberia. If you meet the requirement, is that correct, sir?
Sir, right now, can you tell me a steel company in Liberia? Do we have any steel company that is making steel in Liberia right now? We have concessions. We have people that iron ore is right now. We have the government of Liberia is.
You asked a question, Mr. Wolokoie. You asked a question, and please wait for your answer. Yes, we have Seti Brother producing steel rod in Liberia. So steel rod, the very steel rod we use in the build houses in Liberia is being produced in Liberia. Maybe the quality or in terms of the thickness may be different, or maybe substandard, because the 12 millimeter. Hold on, Mr. Wolokoie. Hold on. For me, I don't have a problem with privatizing Liberia's economy. Liberia's economy has already been privatized. Nobody preventing anybody from doing any business in Liberia. If you have money and you want to go invest in Liberia, you are most welcome. The Liberian government will strongly encourage you to go there to invest. So it's nothing new that you are saying here to me when you say, "Oh my man, let the government get their hands off." The government, first of all, doesn't have money. Let's flip the script to taxation. You stress a very salient point. And the point that you raised was
before you go to taxation, let's go back to your stuff about anybody being Liberia can just go there and I think that you've been very disingenuous for you to just say that out of the blue like that. I'll ask you this: do you have a private business in Liberia right now?
No, I do not.
Okay.
And no one is preventing me from doing it.
Okay, so that's your opinion. That is not what is said by a lot of people that I have come across that want to open business in Liberia, and it's saying that it's hard for them to open business. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. I have my statistic that I'm looking at that it's hard for somebody to go there and open business. You may know somebody who knows somebody in the government, so they're able to do certain things. Like I said, you don't have to know somebody in the government. You should never have to know somebody in our government in order for you to be able to open a business. You should be able to open business at will. Once you meet the criteria, once you meet the qualification on how to open your business. So,
All right, that's fair. But I want you to understand, you don't necessarily have to agree with me. Like, bro, it's a free market enterprise. If you want to do business, you can go and do your business in Liberia. I have a 32 classroom schools in Liberia. I'm building it. In fact, the building is finished already. I have property in Liberia. I am an American citizen. No one has prevented me. No one has stopped me to say, my man, you can't be 32 classroom school in Liberia. I did that. The school is now operating right now. The structure is there, and I'm putting things together. No one has stopped me. I went to the Liberian business registry. The business was registered, but again, nothing really going on. I met the requirement. I did everything that I had to do. Now, let's flip the script to taxation. You stress a very salient point, and I want to commend you for that. The point that you stress, you talk about taxation. Government cannot operate within the absence of taxation. It's where government gets money from. You talk about reducing government to local government level. Like when you are fortunate to be elected, you will not appoint superintendents, you will not appoint mayor and other positions, and people will elect their own leaders. That's fine. Electing their own leaders, those areas will be open up and people will be able to pay taxes. Mr. Wolokoie, are you aware that you cannot pay taxes when you don't have money to pay taxes when you don't have job? Are you aware of that? Because pretty much we have laws on the poor. I say people should pay taxes. The reason why those laws have been lapsed is simply because the Liberian people do not have the capacity to pay those taxes. They get a woman selling Grand Prix. They have a Lrtn. Grand Prix. That only probably she averages around maybe 500 liberty per month in profit. How can I only pay taxes when one corporate is about $100 liberty? So it's already on the book. How do you go about creating job opportunity for the people to pay taxes to your government? That's why I want you to address how will you create job opportunity for our people for them to contribute. Because no government needs taxes. Everybody has to pay taxes, but you can't pay taxes when you do not have the means and resources to pay taxes. How do you create that for our people, sir?
Mr. Heron, and excuse me, Mr. Wolokoie, before you answer, to kind of not have the conversation going around in circles, I believe that Mr. Wolokoie did answer that he was going to create somewhat of a free market or create jobs so that way the Liberian people can have jobs to then pay taxes. Mr. Heron, I would like to give you the opportunity to ask a different question. Because we have time is now fast spent.
But he's running for president. Asking he talk about taxes, I agree. But the people cannot pay taxes when they get money. When you get job in the country, they can't take taxes from you. So I am saying, how will you create job for our people for which they will be able to pay taxes? He can answer. He's running for president. I can answer it. I'm not going to answer it for him.
Mr. Harris, I did answer the question earlier, but I'll answer the question for you again, sir.
Okay.
We will create jobs, and I said free market. Okay, let me answer the question. Like I said, free market. One, and I told you, like I said earlier in my comments in my answer, we want to remove one. If you are Liberian, bringing goods and equipment into the country, we want to remove custom tax over there. If you are non-Liberian, we will bring the custom tax down to like 4%. With that, you are paying. We increase the volume of product into the country. That's one. Two, I believe that we should build a tire plant in Liberia. We should negotiate with Firestone so we can build a tire plant. We should build a steel plant in Liberia. We should make it easy for people to be an open business. Three, I believe that we should build a water distillery plant that will have clean drinking water and a good pressure of water coming around that will help people in the agriculture sector. Four, our agriculture, I want to subsidize people in the agriculture sector. how we subsidizing them so that we can have more people go into agriculture. I believe that's one of the places that we can move Liberia into the 21st century to better our people, and we're able to feed our country within 10 years. Okay? So with that, so those are the things, those are the steps that we have to do. We have to remove the regulations and stuff that we have on the necks of the Liberian people that is stopping us from creating jobs. Those are the steps we would take to make that happen.
Thank you, Mr. Wolokoie. Mr. Wolokoie, we have a question from one of our viewers at home, Mr. Alexander Hayes. He asks, what is Mr. Wolokoie's stance on the War and Economic Crime Court?
Mr. Alexander, I believe we should have the War Economic Crime Court. But let me be honest with you, sir. The War Economic Crime Court will not happen because of the legislative body. If elected, when elected, if the Congress put a bill on my desk with to create a War Economic Crime Court, I would sign it for us to have that. If the Liberian people want War Economic Crime Court to be established, they have to vote out all the people they have in the elected office right now. We know that most of the people in the legislative body right now took part in the war. Let's be honest. Those guys are not going to pass a law that is going to take money away from them or put them in jail. It's not going to happen. So we can stand here and talk about it till we blue in the face. It's not going to happen until you put honest people in there that will pass those laws. But I do support War Economic Crime Court. If that bill comes to my desk, I will sign it.
Thank you, Mr. Wolokoie. We will have to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. More with Mr. Wolokoie, Mr. Dapa, and Mr. Heron, and with your host, Mengistu Jackson. We'll be right back after this commercial break. What's up, my Philadelphians? It's your boy Mengistu and your boy Cash. We just want to take the time to just promote or get you guys to go out and take your COVID vaccine. COVID is very serious here, especially in the Philadelphia or tri-state area, I should say. Please go out and take your vaccine. The CDC has just released new guidelines that people who are fully vaccinated can go into areas without wearing masks. I'm sure you guys want to go out and have a good time, and it's summertime and we are all outside. So definitely do your due diligence and go get your COVID vaccine.
Yes, sir. What the man said, that's true. It's real, man. Go out there and get your bikes.
My name is Portia Kamara. I am the co-founder and executive director of the Multicultural Community Family Services.
And we're back with the Lrtn Live update with Mr. Wolokoie here. But before we get back into our questioning, we would like to take a moment to get some live updates from all Liberia on the ground itself from one of our reporters, Lrtn very own Roosevelt Torres.
Go ahead, Roosevelt.
Hey Roosevelt, are you
Okay,
there?
thank you very much. I'm Roosevelt speaking from Monrovia. As you know, Liberian people, there are a lot of issues And what the people actually need now is an alternative. So who is bringing this alternative, and what are the activities? What new are they bringing to the table? Yeah, what innovation? As we are aware of the rampant corruption in government, the hard of living in the country, people lack basic social services, the justice system is weak, and all of these things. So what the people actually need right now is an alternative, as I stated earlier, and who's going to come with this alternative? Yeah, you saw the issue about Delon in the midterm senatorial election. Delon was not actually the candidate the people wanted, but because they thought he was the alternative, that was why they went out for him. Now you've seen Delon is not up to the task, he's not doing what and people actually anticipated him to do. So right now the people are eager, they are desperate, and they are hoping gradually with the situation, but they need an alternative. So what is Mr. Wolokoie bringing? What is he bringing that is different from the current opposition, that's the CPP and that of Cassette? What new thing is he bringing on board? Yeah, those are some of the issues, and especially as it relates to the issue of the continued ban on the SKD sports complex. People are frustrated, and people thought Georgia being a football icon or football legend, they thought football sports, most especially football, was going to be improved, but because he did not have a blueprint for sports, especially football, when he played and won world best, people are frustrated now and they are hearing their frustration day and night on the radio, on the social media, and all of it. So there are a lot of things that is needed. There are a lot of things that are needed, and so Mr. Wolokoli need to observe these things and bring something distinct to the people of Liberia, and I think they will definitely go out there for him. Like you see now, that cassette is one of those that people are looking up to, and to bring genuine and change to the situation right now in Liberia. So workers needs to work out modalities, be able to constructively engage the government and do those things that will bring relief to the Liberian people. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for that, Roosevelt. Thank you so much. Now we're back and more on with Mr. Wolokoie. You just heard from someone down on the ground, they want an alternative. He asked, what kind of alternative can your administration bring to Liberia? Would you care to kind of answer that question?
Mr. Tolman, I appreciate your question. Thank you for taking the time to watch the show today, and really appreciate it. What our campaign bring different from the other campaign? One, development. We are going to, because our campaign is for the people and by the people. Our campaign is for the younger generation to secure the future for the future generation. My parents' generation did not secure my future. I had to move to America in order for me to have the life that I have right now. So our generation cannot be selfish and not take care of the future generation. That's why we are stepping up. That's why we are saying that we want to lay broadband throughout the whole country. That's why I'm saying that we want to build a water distillery plant. We want to build a state-of-the-art recycling landfill. Do you know in Liberia right now, there are 5 leading causes of death in Liberia? HIV/AIDS is number 5, which is 6%. The first 4 is due to malaria diseases, diarrhea diseases that people are dying from. We are in 2021 and we are having problem with clean drinking water. Our parents' generation did not think enough to build a water distillery plant for us to have clean drinking water throughout the country. That's what our administration is going to bring. Our administration is going to bring in better healthcare, better healthcare. We got our old people, our old mom and our papa them, who needs healthcare, who needs help. We'll improve that by employing more nurses, recruiting more nurses from around the world. We have 250,000 Liberians in America. Out of the 250,000 Liberians, about 6 to 10% of them are in the nursing field. Are you telling me that we cannot employ those nurses to come back and take care of our sick? One of the ways is that we would incentivize our nurses. If you're a nurse, a teacher, or a doctor, and you have student loans, we'll pay off your student loan for you to come and work in Liberia for 3 to 4 years. We'll provide you housing for you to be able to stay when you arrive at Robert International Airport or Springfield Airport. That's what we would do our administration. If you're a young person in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, wherever you are right now, we want to make sure that when you graduate high school, that you have a trade, tech skills that you are able to go into the market, into the economy to create jobs and provide for your family. In the year 2050, Africa will be the most populated continent in the world. But we lack the educational skills. We have the manpower. We have the brain power. Now is the time for us to educate our current generation and future generation. The time is now. We cannot sit around and wait for our parents' generation to do this. They have wasted away our time that we are behind the power curve. When we talk about bringing broadband into the country, I'll take for example, I went on YouTube to learn how to change my lights on a vehicle. How many of our Liberian brothers and sisters can say they can do that? That's what they should be able to do. That's what we're trying to bring. We're bringing innovative ideas. We're bringing ideas that will make sure they are better for them.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wolokoie. Time is fast spent, and we're coming to a close. But before I ask everyone or you gentlemen for your closing statement, I do have one last closing question, if you don't mind. I'm not a Liberian citizen, but I'm Liberian by blood. But there's some things that I hear, or some topics that arise that are kind of alarming. Earlier in the conversation, you spoke about creating a stronger democracy. How does your team plan on making the voting process in 2023 more easy and accessible for people to actually go out and vote and safely do it at that?
Well, I do not have the means to make it easy. I have to deal with what the system is. Everybody has to do what the system is. When elected, the way we change those things to make it easy, one, make voting on election day will be a holiday. Two, we make it easy for people that if you are running a campaign, that you should be able to take voter registration form and take it to the voters, have them register it, and bring it to the election commission, mail it to the election commission, or bring it there for them to process it. Three, we just have to get everybody to vote. So if people want easy voting, want to improve the voting process, vote for Mengistu Wolokoie. If you want better life, more innovative ideas that will improve Liberia, put Liberia into the 21st century, vote for Mengistu Wolokoie.
Great answer. Before we go, any closing statements? Mr. Randy Doppler, any closing statements? Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor, thank
sure.
you.
So I would just like to say a big thank you to the management and staff of LRTN Radio for giving me the opportunity today. And I would like to also appreciate Mr. Wolokoie for taking all his time to come here. And my counterpart, Nathaniel, I want to say thank you and thanks to everyone on the network for those who came my invitation as well. Mr. Wolokoie, a long way ahead. And what the takeaway here is, as a politician, you should be open. I see that you want to speak the process, which is not good. For example, when you say you got one me, I would tell you what you got one me, and not what you got one me to say. Trust me, the Liberians now they are very diverse. We are seeing it all. My suggestion to you is to begin to look at the case study of all the politicians in the past, study the Liberian mindset. I think if you focus on being Liberian centric, where everyone is below the law and you are open to criticism, it will be a very great help along the way. I'm a very critic. I campaigned for George Weah. I made him president, and I turned around and criticized him. And I want the reason I'm not returning to Liberia because Liberians don't like to hear the truth. I'm just being honest with you here. Let me say thanks to Joseph for giving me the opportunity here. So that's all I have. Mr. Morgan. Thank you so much for the commercial. I enjoyed the commercial as well, and I look forward to tagging you as other opportunities on this stuff again. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Mr. Dava. Mr. Heron, any closing statement?
For at least hosting this program. LRTN has been in our backyard for a little while now. Speaking about privatization, Mr. Wolokoie, you see LRTN is like broken business. Speaking of your privatization, my buyer is just spot on, Gavin and Mr. Joseph Anderson. I want to tell you guys thank you for at least hosting me as one of the panelists and hosting this program. I want to also tell our guests, Mr. Mengistu Eddie Wolokolie, young, good-looking guy, not in a funny sense, very ambitious. I want to tell you thank you for at least braving the storm to say, you know what, the generation before our generation, they gave us a country attainable within our time that we cannot have our full potential being met. We were robbed of our dignity. We were robbed of so many things. Now we owe it to this generation and owe it to ourselves and the future generation. The fact you're thinking like that, I think you have a promising future, Mr. Wolokolie. But just before I get off, I'd like to throw a little light on unity because you spoke about unity. Please, when you leave from here, I want you to take your time, go back to your platform or manifesto or whatever document that you have written. I want you to expand on unity because if you follow the necessity of the heroic battle that is reaching on in Liberia today, it all has to do with managing our resources. It all has to do with enmity, hatred for one another. So it was a good thing that you touched on unifying the country. But based upon what I read, you did not expand on that, and I want you to do it. But I wish you the best of luck, and I see future in you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Heron. Now, for the final closing statement, Mr. Wolokolie, any final words to your viewers?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you to the Liberian Radio Network. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. To my esteemed guests, Mr. Heron, Mr. Randy. I also want to thank the Liberian people, home and abroad, who are watching, for taking this time off to watch this program. I hope you have obtained from this interview on my reason why I'm running for president, why I'm running, what we're going to do, and how we're going to do it. I understand our problem is numerous. It is not a quick fix for what we have to fix for the country. We all have to work together. We all have to make sure we as Liberians work hard to put this together. We have to build a foundation for the future generation. It's not going to be an easy road, it's going to be a hard road. So to my fellow Liberians, we're not going to sit around our campaign. I'm not going to give you the usual propaganda machine, political propaganda machine to tell you, oh, we're going to build roads, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're going to tell you how we are going to do it. We're going to tell you that in order for us to accomplish this, you have to help. We all have to do it. So my generation, people within my generation, now is the time for our generation to step up. We cannot let the future generation down as our parent generation let us down. If you do not have the means, the opportunity to volunteer for our campaign, you can donate. You can donate to our campaign at www.mengistuewolokoie.com or cash app us at WFP 2023, WFP Wolokoie for President. We need you. We want you. Join us. Join this movement. Without you, Liberian home and Liberians abroad, we cannot be successful. We need a change that builds a nation. It is up to you. It's up to our generation for us to make sure that we move Liberia into the 21st century. And I believe that all the candidates that are running right now, they will not move Liberia into the 21st century. So vote for Mengistu Wolokoie so we can move Liberia into the 21st century. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wolokoie. Thank you for the call of action. And now for me to do my thing and what I do best. It's closing time, but before we go, we'll have all the information you guys need for donations and any future information in regards to the election and Mr. Wolokoie's campaign. We'll post it down in the comment link below. But before we go, if you haven't already, please follow, like, subscribe, and share Lrtn on every social platform necessary. Hey, if you want to, you can also donate and support our cause as well, making sure to keep things going and bringing you politics, news, and entertainment. But that's it for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Wolokoie. Thank you so much. And for my viewers at home, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back here again with the Lrtn Live update. I am your host, Garris Jackson, and we are signing out. What's up, my Philadelphians? It's your boy McGarris and your boy Cash. We just want to take the time to just promote or get you guys to go out and take your COVID vaccine. COVID is very serious here, especially in the Philadelphia or tri-state area, I should say. Please go out and take your vaccine. The CDC has just released new guidelines that people who are fully vaccinated can go into areas without wearing masks. I'm sure you guys want to go out and have a good time, and it's summertime and we are all outside. So definitely do your due diligence